Hi there, I'm Valerie Sjodin, and I have been on a desperate quest for joy. So I thought I'd share with you 12 ways I found that help me recover my joy. They don't replace counseling, but they really have helped. The first way is to seek beauty in my everyday life. Then I gather a few things together and photograph them. Every time I've gathered those things together to photograph, I have been filled with good memories and such gratitude. So then I write out the story behind the art, and it's always an encouraging process. The second way is to walk in nature. I always love doing this. Sometimes it's not possible, but what I found is that when I walk in nature, just the air and the visual aspect of it, it's so expansive, and I realize that life is so much bigger and so much more beautiful than the problems I might be facing at that time. It also makes me appreciate the beauty of nature and the wonder of it all. Another way is music. Now, I'm not a musician, but it helps sometimes to listen to my favorite music, to move, to dance with it, even though I'm not a dancer either. but it does help. And sometimes it's a more quiet way where it's just in the background, or I put on some music and then I'll take colored pencils or watercolor and I will draw or paint to the music, and then I may journal or doodle on top of that. Research is another way that I like to recover joy. And so if there's something I want to learn, I will often look it up in research and put a document on my computer. This last time I did that, it led me back to music, and then I checked out an instrument at the Library of Things at my local library. And now I've ordered an instrument and am going to learn to play. So that gives me something to look forward to that's joyful. Friend fun time. This has been what has really sparked joy relationally for me. If you're like me, the past few years have been really challenging, and honestly, some of my key relationship, there's been trauma, and even people in my circle have died, and we've relocated, and it's been hard. And I know I'm not alone in that. So what I did is I did make a list of who I wanted to connect and reconnect with, and am going through that list to be intentional about seeing if they want to get together. And so that's been very helpful for me not to feel that I'm so alone. Another way is to read or listen to a book that's uplifting, helpful. It can be a story or nonfiction or self-improvement. I've done a ton of that, and that's been very helpful for me to get my thinking going in the right direction that's beneficial and not just kind of this winding down that I can do and that leads to depression. One thing that I think a lot of us do anyway is watch an uplifting movie or series or TV shows. Now, for me to write down my favorite shows or what I want to watch or what someone has recommended has been very helpful, and kind of helps me not surf and scroll as much, which, in this day and age is something that's, I think, a lot of us struggle with. One other way to get out of myself like that is to do something for someone else that lives close by, an actual doing of something. And I think I can improve on this. In the past year, I've moved to a new house, and so I've met all my neighbors, but I haven't really connected much with them. So that's something that I see, okay, I could do that, and that would help foster joy and relational community as well. It's helped me artistically and creatively to just do an unplanned, spontaneous thing. Like when I was recovering from COVID, I just got some little scrap squares of watercolor paper I had laying around, and then I would do just watercolor circles and doodles on that, and then put them on a ring. I hole punch them and put them on a ring. It was really fun, and it kind of helped me get unstuck and help me feel better, actually. And then for the 100-day project, I had done spontaneous watercolors and pen in a watercolor book, and that was super helpful. And I'm still looking back at that book, and just really, it brings joy for me to know that I did that. Another way that has brought a lot of joy for me, especially this past year, is to plan and nurture a garden. And I also keep a journal for that too, which has been great. So I'm just putting that out there. If you have an inclination to garden or want to grow something, or flowers just make you happy, then I would suggest looking around and seeing, what can I do this year or this season to help foster that kind of nurturing beauty in the garden or in just a few plants. One thing I've done for years and years is I'll write down a quote, or I may think of something myself and post it, kind of the opposite of what I'm feeling if it's negative, and then I write down what I want to feel like, what I want to think like, and that's what I did when I said your life matters, because I wasn't feeling like it did, and I know that that's not true. So your life matters, my life matters, and how we are together matters. So things like that. I often write scripture, verses or a positive quote, and then post it where I can see it, write it in my journal, and that helps my mind focus on what's positive. Now, these next two things are probably my most important ways to recover joy, or just to get in the process of recovering joy. And the first is to pour out my life process and my pain on paper. So I'm a journaler. I know everyone doesn't work this way, but for me, it really helps to get it out of here and onto the page. And oftentimes I found that it's not as traumatic or as overwhelming as I thought it was once it gets out. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not. And then I can release it. So releasing that pain and releasing whatever is going on, that problem, is very helpful. And that kind of leads me to this last thing, which is my faith. And my faith is very personal in my relationship with Jesus, and to release everything to him and know that he's always with me has been probably the most important thing in my life. I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for him. And two things that have helped me that are really easy and accessible. One has been the Pause app by John Eldredge, Wild at Heart. And I listen to that almost every day. And years ago, the transformation for me happened when I listened twice a day to an 11-minute prayer called the Shalom Prayer, done by the Maranatha community. And that can be found online or on my homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see it there as well. So I just wanted to share these ways that I found to recover joy, and I hope that maybe one of the suggestions can inspire you in that way too. As a fellow traveler on this life journey, I know I've needed to be intentional about seeking joy and seeking recovery. So I just hope that you're encouraged today, and that you know that you're not alone, and that it's a new season for joy.